What's up guys? In today's video we're going to talk about how the $40,000 ADU grant can help homeowners with prefab ADUs. The biggest development so far is that you don't need to refinance your property or get a construction loan in order to access the $40,000 ADU grant. Homeowners can now have access to the $40,000 ADU grant via HPP Cares. They are listed on CalHFA's website, and I'm also going to put their link down below. Ooh, big question. So right now the ADU industry, I guess the construction industry is changing. You have standard construction, which is 2x4s, regular balloon framing, and then there's new companies coming out with prefab ADUs, whether it be a 3D printed ADU, a boxable ADU, which if you guys haven't seen the boxable ADU, Elon Musk has one. I talked to the CEO. I went to their manufacturing facilities in Vegas. I saw how they make the boxables. Watch that video if you haven't. But I think a big industry is going to come over where there's going to be people who are going to want to buy a prefab. Can they use this grant for the prefab?
Yeah. As long as it's approved by the city and check with your local city and county as a dwelling that is going to be registered as an ADU, and there is a cost for construction on that, then the agencies are okay. And this is where we're going to have to pick the right agency that it's okay with the prefab home, right? So you have to check with each city to see how do they feel about having a prefab home in your county.
So as long as your county approves the prefab ADU, you can qualify for the ADU grant.
Correct. As long as it's, for us, what state of California is looking for is it going to be recorded as a dwelling ADU property?
So as long as on paper the city says ADU and you're going to get that certificate of occupancy at the end of the day.
Correct.
The grant will be approved.
Yeah, because we're required to sign an affidavit to the state of California saying that we physically saw an ADU built there.
Wow, that was going to be my follow-up question. You have so
we have to go take a look at it.
There's a lot of due diligence going on. It's not just like here and there, like the back in the day with the pandemic, they were just giving out money to businesses. No, this is different. Like people are on the ground looking at to making sure that there's a building there that's an ADU.
Correct. Yeah,
okay. We're
going to go and check because we're going to check through faces, and we want to go and make sure that if we give the money for an ADU, that we see an ADU.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. That just brings the cost down to the homeowner to have an ADU on their property. That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay,
getting access for up to $40,000, it's a lot of money. It really brings the cost of your construction. I mean, pre-development cost is pretty expensive. On average, depending on the project, we are seeing $25,000 to $45,000. Really depends where your house is. Remember, this grant, it's for everyone in the state of California.
If you need somebody to help you draw the plans for your ADU, get in contact with Natalie. She can help you draw the plans, submit them to the city, and get them approved. The best way to get in contact with Natalie is by going over to the website, check out her prices just to make sure they work on your budget, and book an appointment. That's it. By doing that, you will be executing step 1 towards building your ADU. And not just that, but now we have designers in San Diego, Riverside, Orange County, Oxnard, and Ventura. So there's a lot of places where we can help homeowners get their plans. Quick question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but a lot of the viewers in my channel, they like to hire different companies to do different things. For example, we have a company that's just going to do framing, right? Another company that's just going to do the electrical. In order to get access to the grant, let's say the framing company provides you guys the bill for, let's say, $20,000. Then the bank writes a check to that company, and that's it. You're not really going deep to see if it's just one company doing the entire thing. As long as there's an invoice provided from that contractor to you guys, and they're licensed and bonded, and you see the work that's being done, you will pay that company.
Correct. Yeah. So on average, we started to see just 1 or 2 contractors. But there's some clients that like to hire, like you mentioned, 3 or 4 different individuals, part of the whole deal.
I'm not even going to go into that because I could talk for hours. I'm going to stick to ADUs, but I really want to talk about that stuff. Yeah,
it's a lot, So we'll pay whoever gives us an invoice at the beginning, an estimate of who's going to be doing the work.
Okay, that helps a lot of the viewers in my channel because most of the viewers in my channel want to duplicate my strategy to build their ADUs and not pay $200,000 for something that's worth maybe 120 or 130.
Yeah.
So that really helps. I think just that there, to me, is just mind-blowing. What is the interest rate looking like on a construction loan?
Well, that's a hard question to answer because it's going to depend on credit score criteria, right? The loan amount as well. On the ballpark, it's going to go where the market trends are at now.
So let's say worst case scenario right now, 2022, somebody with average credit. Worst case scenario, 670 FICO score. What is the rate looking like at something like that?
Of course, I mean, on average rates, right, which are normal trend rates, if you look at geographically, and we could share a chart with you, is the average, normal rates are about 5.5.
So somebody who with 750 or whatever would get a better rate.
If depending on the loan program.
Okay, and this is just to make sure I get my head around it. It's a construction loan. You're not refinancing your property. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are refinancing your property.
So it's refinance the whole property.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And there may be other banks that you don't have any to do. Our company, we have to do a full refinance.
Okay. So that really clears my mind on how this grant works. It's not just give me $40,000.
Correct.
This doesn't work like that. If anybody thinks that's the way that it works, no.
Which I think everyone does think that way because we get a lot of applications every day.
Where's my money, right?
Yeah, where do I apply for the grant? How do I apply for the grant? And we have to explain this whole process of how you can have access to the funds. There are steps you need to take.
Oh, here's a good one. This is a tough one, actually. It actually involves what I do. I'm a realtor, if you guys don't know yet. But let's say somebody buys a house, right? And they buy the house with an FHA loan at today's rates, and 6 months down the line, they want to get the ADU grant to build their ADUs, because a lot of people are actually calling me to help them buy houses, and then I'm helping them build their ADUs. But let's say somebody wants to do that. How does that work? Yeah,
I mean, you just have to meet the same criteria, right?
Okay.
Primary residence, it's owner occupied, you're gonna build the ADU in your home. Which, the grant is so new that it hasn't given its time to be seasoned out there for a while. So a lot of new homeowners that are inquiring about the process, I just bought my house, I wanna build an ADU, most of them don't have the future value yet on their
So you don't have the equity.
Correct, because when you're building the ADU, you're participating in a renovation loan, and what we look for is the future value after you build the ADU. Can we lend you to build the ADU?
Got it.
So that's also, one of the things that we look at, but there's really, 6 months later, you could inquire about building ADU if the value allows you to do it.
So the ADU grant obviously is a private company, a private bank providing the loan, and then the state of California is providing the $40,000 grant,
Correct.
which you guys oversee.
Correct.
Just for the grant part, right?
Yeah, just for the grant.
And then people can do whatever else with the money that they get. So let's say somebody refinances today, takes out, I don't know, $100,000 to build their ADU. That money is given to them directly like a regular refi?
No.
Walk me through that stuff.
No. So the loan participates on a renovation mortgage. What that means is that we are going to oversee where the funds are going to go. So the funds that we're going to disperse on this type of loan, it's only specific for the construction of the ADU.
So they can't
buy
a car.
You can't go on vacation with.
Okay.
It's just strictly for
Can
the
I buy a
build that
Tesla?
ADU. You can't buy a Tesla. You can't buy your own ice cream. We'll give you some ice cream, but you can't go buy it. And it's specific just for the ADU. So a lot of times clients have a misconception that they're going to have access to the funds.
I mean, it's so difficult overall to build an ADU, and now you throw in a curveball with the grant, and then you have to do all this process. And overall, it's already stressed as it is. So,
One of the things I do recommend is that if you own a home and you're thinking about building an ADU, inquire about this grant. This is why the state of California put it there. It might not fit your particular scenario, it might fit a friend, family member, someone that might get access and is going to be able to apply for this loan. So it doesn't fit in every scenario, but I do recommend everyone to at least inquire and find out if you're eligible for it or not.
Because in my mind, before I spoke to Luz, I was thinking $40,000. Where do I sign up, and when do I get my money?
No,
I think that's
not easy. I wish, but it is a grant, so it's money that you have access to.
That's it for this one. On the very next video, I'm going to talk about everything homeowners need to know to pass the rough electrical inspection. Thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.